V'hinei. Now goes the nimshal. Like all of these words, like this entire visual that we just described. Moreover, the Gadol Yesa Me'ed, the Kifle Kiflaim Lein Ketz, and much greater, the Kiflaim doubled and redivided two L'shenis of Kefil, without an end. Asallah no Elokeinu, the Eibush did for us. Why? Because the Eibush is not just richer and stronger and smarter than us. Ki L'gdolah say Ein Cheker. The Eibish's greatness is impossible to search. And he reveals himself in all the worlds, and he's hidden from all the worlds. It says in that there's madreges of ishtalshalus. Here the Rebbe explains why you have to learn about Seder Ishtalshalus. Because the more you learn about Seder Ishtalshalus, the greater the Eibush becomes. This is mamish very clear. Look at what he says. Is the many chambers and worlds. Beyond the count. In each world and chamber there's myriads of malachim. That end beyond purpose. The Gemara says he brings two psukim. Ksiv one pasuk says Hayesh Mispa. Look to the there's then a number to the number of legions that Hashem has. In other words, there's infinite legions. Uksiv to another pasuk Elef Alaf Yishim Shunei, thousands of thousands. That means millions. Serve him. And myriads of myriads. That means 10,000 times 10,000, which is 100 million, are standing in front of him. So they have the Gemara has a kasha. Are there millions and hundreds of millions of malachim? Or there's ein ketz malachim? Mishani, and the Gemara answers, there's millions and hundreds of millions of legion in each one legion. The number of legions that there are, ein mispar. There's no limit whatsoever. And all of these malachim and all of these worlds are mamish chashivia, mamish like nothing, mamish, and their nullification is nullification of their form altogether. Like the nullification of one word mamish. When you compare one spoken word to the soul that's going to speak it and its essence. When the word has not yet been spoken, when it's still in the thought, the will and the desire, the heart canal. Without the Rebbe introduced us for the first time to the notion of tzimtzum, that this idea that Hashem created the world through speech isn't literal, because in fact the Eibush never said anything. So it says, think about Hishtalshalus, think about the Riba Yelemus and the Riba Malach. And to the Eibush, the ganze Maise is one word, and it's an unspoken word. It's a word that wasn't even said. So you think about the whole Seder Ishtalshalus. In other words, think about how massive Kvayachal, the possibilities of the Eibish's favoritism are. Who should he like best? And nevertheless, for kulam she'elim. Now, by the way, if you don't learn the Seder Ishtalshalus and you don't learn about Malachim Ne'elamis, this haflaw you cannot have. As well-intentioned as a person is, unless you sit and meditate on the greatness of Seder Ishtalshalus, your concept of the greatness of Hashem is b'mdida v'agbola. The more you learn about Ishtalshalus, the greater l'mayla me Ishtalshalus becomes. And here you see it clearly. You're trying to bring out the ein harech of the Melech Malcham Lochem and you. To bring out how big a pella it is that he favors you. What oisius do we have to describe the Eibishter? We don't. But by describing Seder Ishtalshalus, inevitably, Kvayachal, our sense of the Eibishter, which will never be true, but it's bigger. Vekulam she'elim, and all of these are asking, where is his place of honor? Like it says in the Kedusha. Ve'einin, and the answer is ve'oinim, and the answer is that Molik Alaretz Kevedi Em Yisrael Ameh. What is the pshat that the Eibishter's honor fills up the whole world? It means Yisrael Ameh. And the Alter Rebbe says it in simple English in case you don't speak Hebrew. The Eibishter abandons the higher worlds and the lower worlds. And chose none of them. Only his nation Yisrael. He took them out of Mitzrayim, which is a place of abomination. Which is Mekem Hazuam Avatum, a place of filth and uncleanness spiritually. Right? Now when he says Mitzrayim, but Pashtas, he means Eretz Mitzrayim, which we were in thousands of years ago. But there's the Pnimius Tekin in Mitzrayim, which is the Yitzhahara and the Gufa and the Nefesh Bahamas. Malachim have no shaykhs to any of this. And this Yitzias Mitzrayim, Saibe Pashtas, and Saibe Ruchnias, was Malach, wasn't through a Malach or anything else. Allah Kadosh Baruch Hu Yatzim the Eibush in his own honor, his own essence. Yorad L'Sham descends into Mitzrayim to take us out. K'meshakos was the pasuk says. K'meshakos was the pasuk says. Ve'edid Latzi Live Gamer. I will descend to save him. And the Eibish's kavana is, like it says in Chumash, Moshe Rabbeinu says, first of all, Mi Anochi, who am I to take Yidden out of Mitzrayim? And second of all, what schus do Yidden have to deserve Yitzias Mitzrayim? As they state in Chumash Rashi, what's for them the Eibishter? They don't have any schusim yet. No, but then, Tavna, so Lakim Law is that 50 days after they're going to get retroactively Lemafreya Deschus, because they're going to be Makabal the Torah. So the Eibush takes out of time, we don't deserve it at that point. We haven't earned it yet. Never then. Kedei may love to bring him close to himself. Bekiru v'yichad amiti. Now look, here's where you have to start comparing the nimshal to the mashal. With the bringing close and a true union. Be'eskaster the nefesh mamish. He joins his nefesh with our nefesh. First of all, b'b'chinas nishikin pelepeh. He kisses us on the lips, a mouth to a mouth. And what does that mean? What's a kiss from the Eibishter? That we could learn his Torah. In addition to the kiss, there's a connection of one neshama and another neshama. In other words, the kiss is with the lips. Ruach is inside the mouth, yes? Our ability to understand the Torah. V'yedias and knowing, the will of the Eibishter and the wisdom of the Eibishter, the kulachad mamish, it's all one. So he just explained two details. The kiss, the nishikin is the ACS HaTorah, and the Zdapkas Rucha Barucha is our ability to understand the Torah. And then he speaks about the hug. He also hugs us. What's the hug? Hu kiyim ha-mitzvahs maisis. It's the fulfillment of the Ramach mitzvah. Say, Beramach Evrim, the Ramach Bikudin Hein, the Ramach Evrim, the Ramach Haniskel, the 248 limbs of this king. Huh? Yeah. Which embrace the 248 limbs of the Yid, because the 248 mitzvahs are kvayachal, the 248 limbs of the Eibishter, so to speak. And every time you're doing a mitzvah, the Eibishter is hugging you. Dr. V'derach Klal, and in general. The 248 limbs have three categories. Yimid, mitzvahs from the right side, like Stockgang, Chasadim, or smile, mitzvahs from the left side, like Yechveis Nitvos, like Medidas Vagbolos. Ve'emta on the center, Shein Chasadin Rachmim, which is called in Iyar, Trein Rein V'gufa V'chuli, the two arms and the body and so forth. And the mitzvahs, which B'klolos are divided up into three, and B'pratis are divided up into Ramach and Shasa, are the way the Eibishter hugs us. So he hasn't explained all the pratim of the mashal, but he's explained three of them. The kiss, the Hizdapkas Rucha Berucha, and the Chibuk. The rest you have to figure out. Okay, so they said, think about what kind of debt do we the Eibishter? It's impossible to repay. And forget, the less we deserve it, the bigger the gratitude should be.